is a different topic, but just leaving Judge Reyes' courtroom. She did not. Can you start again? Okay, yeah, so sorry about that. Judge Reyes, Anna Reyes, the Federal District Court, D.C. judge, she denied the government's motion to stay the preliminary injunction that would have put the TPS termination for Haitian migrants into effect.
It doesn't stop at your
the preliminary injunction, which has preserved TPS status for Haitian migrants, is still in effect right now. She'll come out with her opinion on the 19th. Before this hearing even took place, the government appealed to the D.C. Circuit, which is expecting, I think, reply briefs on the 19th. So she grilled the federal government on a number of things. I have my notes next to me. I'm driving right now, so I can't go through them. But I want to just flag what she mentioned at the end of her hearing after she gave her verbal order, which was the threats that her chambers has received as a result of her granting the plaintiff's preliminary injunction preserving TPS status, referring to her by the C word, telling her to eat a bullet. I mean, all kinds of just terrible, terrible stuff. It's pretty disgusting. And so she ended her order with that, saying that, she's not intimidated, nor are her colleagues, and that their job is to preserve the rule of law. And that's what she believes she has done with her order granting the preliminary injunction to the plaintiffs.
I can't do the eat. I'll be stuck in the house. That should make my nose bleed.
So can you give a background on who this judge is, please?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Give me the background. Hello?
This is a judge. She was appointed by Biden, went through Senate confirmation hearing. She is, in fact, herself an immigrant. She graduated magna cum laude Harvard Law, worked at a pretty impressive law firm for trial court attorney, and she was the judge who granted this case is Miat v. Trump, which deals with the termination of TPS, temporary protective status, for Haitian migrants, which was supposed to expire on the 3rd. She granted the plaintiff's preliminary injunction, which meant that TPS status for Haitian migrants would still be in effect. And the government filed a motion to stay, basically freeze that order, that preliminary injunction, until litigation worked its way out. She today denied the government's motion to freeze that order, because freezing that order would have meant that TPS status for Haitian migrants would have terminated, and thus, of course, leaving them available to be detained, deported, and so on. In her colloquy with the government, it was pretty powerful. She raised a scenario where she asked what would happen to an individual, a Haitian migrant, who was here on a visa, who was also on TPS status. The visa expired, but was still TPS status. If she was to grant the government stay, that is, put the termination of TPS status into effect, this person was a law-abiding citizen, contributed to the economy through working, wasn't eligible for government assistance, because obviously they would be ineligible for government assistance on TPS status. What would happen to that individual? And basically the government had to essentially concede that they would be detained and deported. There were times when she was like, tell me about these detention centers. I imagine that they're the best places on earth, right? She was just really walking the government through, like, how terrible it is. It was at one point the government's attorney was like, listen, if you're not going to say that we have a likelihood to succeed on the merits, which is one of the factors for